everyone, welcome to Everything Stitching. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to make the most adorable poppable mushrooms. You can make these in many different colors, which makes it really fun. On this particular one, I am going to make it where the body of the mushroom is going to be this, I don't know, mauve color. And then I'm making the top of the mushroom out of this like variegated color that will match with that, so it'll look really cute. And then, so typically you want two colors to make the mushroom, and then there are like a few spots on the top of the mushroom where you can put in like little kind of like sprinkles on top of your mushroom, and typically you would do it in whatever your contrasting color is from the top. So if your top is this, then you would do it in this. But because a lot of my top has this actual color in it, I thought about maybe throwing in this cream color, which is really contrasting, to really make those little sprinkles pop. So, okay, that was pun not intended. Okay, so you're gonna need two colors for sure, and then possibly a third depending on what you wanna do. And you wanna go with chunky thread or yarn, I'm sorry. And then I am using a 6mm crochet hook. Cashews hitting the table. You're gonna want scissors, tapestry needle, and definitely a stitch marker for this, so that way you can keep track of where you're at with your rows. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this one to the side for the little sprinkles until later. And what we're gonna do is get started on the top. And this is actually, other than the little sprinkles that we're making, it's a no-sew. So if you don't want to use, if you don't want to put sprinkles on the top, then this can actually be a no-sew pattern. Okay, just crochet. Okay, so we're gonna get started, and we're gonna get the yarn that we're gonna use for the top. And what we're gonna do is first make a magic ring. Okay, oop. Okay, so this is how I make a magic ring. I make an X, and then I get my hook. I go under, over, pull through, pull it toward me, come back over, and then pull it through. That's how I do it. Okay, so we've got our magic ring. If the camera is moving, it's cashew and there's really nothing I can do about it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 6 single, okay, I have to do something, hold on. Okay, he's laying down. So now we're gonna do 6 single crochets into this magic ring. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You know, I was crocheting a little bit ago and he was nowhere to be found. Well, actually he was somewhere to be found. He was sleeping in my office. But then as soon, oh, and by the way, I'm closing the magic ring now. As soon as I start talking on here, then he's got to be a part of it. So I'm closing my magic ring. Okay. And I'm going to have 6 single crochets. Now, for the second round, we're going to do a single crochet increase in each of these stitches. So we have 6 right now, and at the end of our second row, we're going to actually have 12, because we're going to do an increase into each stitch. Okay, so I'll show you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we have our 6 single crochets, and then we're going to increase into each stitch until we have a total of 12. So, whoops, don't get your tail mixed up in there. 1, 2. Now remember, we're doing 2 single crochets into each stitch because we're increasing right now. Okay, so I've got 1, 2. Now I'm going to get my stitch marker and mark that first one that I did because I want to make sure I know where that's at, because at the end I want to make sure that we have 12 stitches at the end. So here's 3, whoops, and then 4, and then we're gonna do 5, and then 6, and 7, 8, 9. I don't know if you guys can hear Cashew purring. 10, 11, 12. So now we've got our 12 single crochets. So this is starting, it's focusing on Cashew and not the magic green. Okay, so now we're gonna do, on this row, we're gonna do a single crochet and then an increase. So at the end of this one, we're gonna have a total of 18, okay? So we're gonna mark our first one like we do on each row. And then we're gonna do an increase into this one. So an increase is just doing 2 of the same stitch in that same stitch, right? Okay, so then that was a single, then an increase, a single. Now we're going to do an increase into this one. Cashew's helping to the best of his abilities. Now we're doing a single crochet, and this one is getting an increase. And then this one is getting a single crochet. Then this one's getting an increase. And then this one's getting a single crochet. And so on and so forth until we get to the end, and we're going to have a total of 18 at the end of this row. Okay, so we finished that row, and now we have a total of 18 single crochets. Now in this row, we're going to do a little bit different, where we're going to do a single crochet, and then we're going to mark that stitch. Okay, oop, we're tangled around Cashew. And then we're going to do an increase into this stitch right here. Okay, then the rest of the pattern for this row is actually going to then be 2 single crochets, so 1, and then the next stitch is going to have another one, and then that third stitch is going to be the one that gets the increase. Okay, so that's the one that got the increase, and now we're going to do 2 single crochets again. 1, 2, and then we're going to do a increase into this one. And then, whoops, oh, I'm only grabbing the back loop on that one. Don't want to do that. 2 single crochets, and then an increase into this one. And then, wait, is that the part of that stitch? Yeah. And then a single crochet, and then increase. And then the last stitch is going to have just a single crochet, and then you should end up with 24 at the end of this row. Okay, so now that we have 24, now we're gonna do 2 rows of just single crochet all the way around. So it's gonna be 24 for the next 2 rows. And then just make sure that you mark your first stitch. So I'm just gonna go around and do this for 2 rows, and then we will meet back here. And then don't finish off the last stitch of your last row because we're going to be adding in our sprinkles and color changing. So I'm going to finish this row all the way, and then that second row I am going to just stop when I get to the last stitch, because that last stitch we are going to take a break by adding in our sprinkles and color changing. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that, but I'm going to continue on with this. I'll meet you guys there. Okay, so I finished that. Now I'm going to get that color that I wanted to use for my sprinkles, and then thread it onto your tapestry needle. And remember, I did not do the last stitch. I just left it here. Okay, so that way we can do it in a bit. So what I'm going to do is actually pull it up so I don't lose track of where I'm at, and just move it to the side. So what we're going to do is just add in these little sprinkles. So what you do is you just poke through and then just leave like a little tail on the inside. And then you're basically just going to randomly sew in your sorry, your sprinkles where you want them on the cap of your mushroom. Okay, and just sporadically place them. There is no rhyme or reason. Unless you want there to be a rhyme or reason, then in that case you're going to get like stitch markers or like bobby pins or something, and kind of just like place them to see like where you're gonna want these sprinkles. But honestly, I think it's really fun to just, oh my gosh, really, Cashew? I think it's fun to just randomly sew them in. So see, this is how it's looking, and then on the inside, that's how it's looking. So we're leaving the tails, and we're gonna do something with them in a minute, so just bear with me. So we just finished that, so let's go put one right here. And every once in a while, just make sure you're not getting like tangled down there. Okay, that's Cashew's tail. He is really wanting to be a part of this video today, isn't he? Typically, oh my gosh. Typically, once I'm recording, he leaves us alone after a bit, but gosh, not this time, huh? I'm gonna want that one to go that way. I mean, and like I said before, this is just really random and just what you want your mushroom cap to look like. There's no right or wrong. It's just having fun with it, right? But check underneath. Like I knew I felt that one get caught. It is not helping me that Cashew, I'm gonna poke it back through. It is not helping me that Cashew is in the way right now. Cashew, please. Your tail is just another added layer. Okay, so that's looking kind of good. I know we need to add in something here. pulled a little. And you're going to notice as you do it that some parts of your sprinkles are in more, some are out more, and that's what makes it so fun. Okay, so just a couple little random, and you can do more if you want, or less, but for the sake of this video and for the sake of how cashew is all up in our face, I think we're just going to stop here. Okay, so once you get to the point of where you want to be, you snip off your tails, and you're just going to do a quick light, not light, but like not super tight tie on the inside. I just double knot it, and we're just going to leave these tails in here because we can. It's on the inside. There's no reason not to. And then this beginning one that I had from before, I tie it to that as well. That way I know that nothing is going to come undone. Just be really careful to not pull too tight. So it's better if it's all loose on the inside than too tight. Because if you do it too tight, it's going to pull your cap, and we don't want that to happen. Then you won't get that good pop effect that we're going to want later on. Okay, so that is what we needed to do to make the sprinkles. Now what we're going to do is actually switch over to our final yarn color, which is the bottom like stem part of your mushroom. So get your hook, get it back on. Okay, and as if we were going to finish, we're going to put it in, pull it up. We're going to have 2 hooks or 2 loops on our hook, and then we're going to get our stem color, and now we're just going to add that in. Okay, so to do that, you drop the color you've been using, just move it out of the way, get your new color, loop it on, and then pull it through your 2 loops, and there you go. You finished your last stitch of that round. Now what we're going to be doing is working on this color now, which is where we work on the stem and then the part that starts to pop. Okay, so now what we're going to do is work into the back loop only for this row. Okay, so you're going to move your stitch marker, and remember we're working with this color, and we're going to get it where we go in and grab the back loop only and pull that up, do a single crochet, and then go ahead and mark that. Now before we move onward, we're going to cut off from the other color we were using, do a quick little tie. What's nice is there's not too many weaving of ends because we have this mushroom cap that we can just stuff our tails in and be done. Okay, so there we go. So that was in the back loop. So all the way around on this particular row, we're going to be working in the back loop only. Okay, so we did 1 single crochet. Now we're going to do a decrease. So this is where we're going to start getting smaller. So to do a decrease, put your hook in, then you go to your next stitch, also back loop only, and then you're going to pull through your yarn through both of those stitches, so that you are making 2 stitches into 1, and that's what we did there. And then we're going to do a single crochet in the next one in the back loop only, another single crochet in the back loop only, and then we're going to do a decrease. Okay, so that's what the pattern is on this one. Is going to be 2 single crochets and then a decrease, all in the back loop only, until we finish this round. So, and when we finish this round, we are going to end up with 18. Okay, so I finished that row and I had 18 total. Now what we're gonna do is do 1 single crochet into each stitch of this round, and we're gonna just do a single crochet. Don't worry about the front loop or back loop, but just doing it, you know, normal into both legs of the V. So you're gonna do a single crochet in each stitch, which is gonna get you to the end of this row at also 18. So I'll meet you back after that. Okay, so that was 18. Then the next row we're gonna do is gonna be 1 single crochet and then 1 decrease as we go through. So you're gonna notice, in order to make this mushroom poppable, the whole thing is like decreasing, right? To make this actually happen. So you are gonna notice that there is going to be a lot of decreasing right now in the next couple of rows. Okay, so that was 1 single crochet and then 1 decrease, 1 single crochet and then 1 decrease. And I think, let me see if I'm trying to remember. Yeah, so that should get us at 12 at the end of this row. So that was a single crochet. This is going to be a decrease. And I am not gonna lie and say that decreases are easy with chunky yarn, because they are not. They are not easy, but you know what? This cute little poppable mushroom is totally worth it. Okay, so I'm almost done with this, and then I'll meet you guys back here. So remember, single crochet, crochet, and then decrease. We're gonna end up with 12. Okay, and now that we've finished that row, then the next row is gonna just be single crochet into each stitch. So this row is also gonna end up with 12. But at least we're not having to do a decrease. But after this row, we will be. Prepare yourselves. Okay, so I'm going all the way around with single crochet. You guys, this is going to be worth it. I mean, you are like making something out of crochet that can be considered a fidget toy. Or something like that, right? For your kids or grandkids or something, but also it's just so stinking cute. Okay, almost done here. And then the next round is where we're gonna actually decrease into each stitch. So we will end up with 6 at the end of that row. Okay, so we finished that one with 12, and then now I'm going to decrease in every single stitch of this row, which is going to get me to 6. Okay, so we decreased all the way around. Now for our next round, what we're going to do is in the front loop only, we're going to increase into each stitch. So we're going to end up with 12. And it's only in the front. Okay, so put your hook through the front loop, pull through. Let's go ahead and mark that. And then in that same stitch, we're going to do another single crochet. And we're going to do that all the way around into the front loop of every stitch until we end up with 12. And then we'll meet back here. Okay, so then we had 12 on that row. So as you can see, it's kind of like a balloon. where it's like poofy here and then it really comes in here and then it comes back out again, right? And this is how we're going to get this popping action, which is going to make more sense when we have the whole mushroom. But that's basically how it's going to work, and then it pops up. Okay, so now on this round we're going to single crochet in the next 3 rounds, just doing 12 in each round. Okay, so just single crochet all the way around, 12 in each one for 3 rounds. Okay, and I'm gonna have to move Cashew. Okay, so now that we've finished that row, now we're gonna work on putting in our safety eyes into this cute little mushroom. So what I like to do is kind of pull it out a bit so we don't lose track of where we're at, and figure out what part of the mushroom do you want to be the face, right? The front of it. So I'm thinking I kind of like the way this is looking. Doesn't really matter on this one. Let's see, when I have it closed, sometimes it helps if you kind of twist it for the first couple of times until it really gets popping. The first couple of times it needs to be worked into being a mushroom. So what I like to do is kind of look when it's in this position, where do I want the face? I think I kind of want it right here. So then what you're going to do is 1 row up from where we were, you're going to place your safety eye in between those rows, right? And then the other one about 3 stitches over. And look how cute that is. Okay, so then get the inner part and don't lose it down your little stem. I can't. All right, I guess I'm gonna have to push it out. This one, there we go, got it. You just gotta really push that down so that it locks in place. I know some people will use actual, there's like a tool for it, but I am not about to spend that. 1, 2, 3, let's see, about right here, right? That's closer than when I had it before. I think I like the whiter. I think that cracks me up more. You can also sew the eyeballs in with like black yarn, or felt eyes, or also another. I think the backing on this one is messed up. That's why it took so long. These were just some cheap ones from Amazon. Okay, so then after you put your eyeballs in, you're gonna start by stuffing just the head portion, not the cap, okay, just this tiny little head. And you're gonna notice that when we got super skinny up here, it's gonna stop it from any more being able to get through into the cap. So you're just gonna start to stuff it, but you'll finish it right before we close it off. So don't worry about getting it completely stuffed yet, but it's just to kind of get it started. Make sure it gets past your little safety eyes, right? But then I like keeping the mushroom closed when I do that, so that way I know it's not gonna like go through into the cap. Okay, Now what we're gonna do is get our hook back on, and now we're gonna work on closing this mushroom up. So we're pretty much done. We're very, 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 very close to being done. We have one more crochet row, and then we're gonna just slip stitch this guy closed, or whip stitch it closed. Okay, so remember we have 12 stitches right now, and now we're going to decrease in every single stitch, so that way we are going to end up with 6 at the end of this round. Okay, so we'll just slowly go through and just close up, or not close up, but decrease all the way around the little head of our mushroom. And the nice thing about these is they're really fun, where you can work with the size, right? This is the little mini version, but we can make these, okay, that guy's not listening. We can make these much bigger. So we can make like this is medium. We can make small, medium, large, extra large. I mean, you can have so much fun with these. Once you have the concept of like, this is how we make a mushroom and this is how we make a poppable mushroom, then we can just basically do the math to figure out how to make bigger versions. So it's a lot of fun. And a little bit easier to make the bigger versions when you're working with chunky yarn like this, because as you can see, when you're making a mini, you're like really struggling in there. Okay, this is my last stitch that I need to get my hook through. Come on, come. Okay, so that was the last one. So now we're at 6. We're going to just pull it all the way through. Take our stitch marker out, and then there's a tiny bit more that needs to be stuffed. And if you need to, you can even use the back of your crochet hook if you need to. Okay, I'm thinking that's looking pretty good. I'm liking that. Okay, now get your tapestry needle that we used earlier, and now we're just going to whip stitch this closed. So to do that, you just get your needle through the front loop only of all 6 stitches. Just go all the way around. And you just pull it closed, and then you're done. See? It's so satisfying once you close it, right? And then you kind of just get your hook and just like weave it back and forth a few times. So it doesn't come apart. That's how I like to do it, and then it just, you're not gonna have to worry about that guy coming apart. And then you just trim it really close. Look, we finished. Oh my gosh, look how cute this is. I'm gonna move all my stuff out of the way so you guys can actually see this adorable mushroom. Look at how cute his eyes are. I mean, we can even have fun and get some more yarn, right? Give him a little mouth if we wanted to. We can even make it a little bit longer. Give them little legs and arms, but this is the mini version of it. Like I said, these are the little sprinkles. We can add more, we can do less, we can do none. You can even add like a little ridging around here before you work down. The possibilities are endless. They are so fun, and you can make so many different ones that are like similar but different colors, different variations. But there's our poppable mushroom. Isn't he so cute? Pop! And there we go. It works great. So I hope you guys had fun making this with me. Feel free to check out my Etsy shop. I will have this pattern linked in my Etsy shop. My patterns are only $2.50. And if you want to get more than one, message me on there and I can get you a discount for that as well if you wanted to do that. Anyways, thanks for staying tuned and watching this with me. As always, we have many more really fun videos to come. We are still working on the hoodie, so that will be coming. But as we all know, if you've ever crocheted a wearable, it does not happen overnight, right? It takes time. So that video is in the works, but we're just not there yet. So in the meantime, make yourself a couple of poppable mushrooms. Have a lot of fun with the different colors and variations that you can make. And we'll see you guys next time. Please like and subscribe. See ya.